Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello, everyone. Today, I want to discuss a major contention levied against Muslims in dialogue occurring in inter-worldview discussions, and that is that in Surah 9 in the Quran, God commands the believers to kill the polytheists wherever you find them and lie in wait for them in every place of ambush. On the surface of this, it's quite strange that God is commanding certain human beings to kill other human beings. A deliberate study of these verses is required in their context to truly understand what God means here. I will be discussing the view of conclusively communicating the truth as proposed by the Pakistani Islamic scholar Javed Ahmed Ghamdi. Under this view, it is to be understood that throughout history, God has chosen certain men to send his revelation to. To some, he spoke with directly, such as Moses, and to others, he sent angels, which recited their revelation, such as the Prophet Muhammad and even Abraham. In this vein, these prophets are given a command to warn the rebellious of their nation to stop their rebellion against God, and also to give good news to those who are God conscious that heaven is waiting for them. In this context of conclusively communicating the truth to the nation of a messenger, God sometimes sends miracles. For Moses, his staff turned into a snake in front of the Pharaoh. For Jesus, he gave life to the dead and healed the blind and the leper. These miracles are not meant to prove the existence of God, as some believers claim. They are rather shown so that the nation has no argument to say that this man was not sent by God. Because I don't know about you, but if someone is dead and a man comes and touches him and he comes to life, that's not something we usually observe that normal men are able to do. However, God has given free will to human beings, and some human beings still choose to deny the messenger. The reasons for this stated in the Quran are various. Either it is arrogance. For example, with Noah, it was said that he is from the lower echelons of society. He was simply a farmer. For the Prophet, he was not a great man from the great cities of Arabia. Or for Moses, Pharaoh said that he is not Egyptian, he is a Hebrew. So these nations denied their messengers even after miracles were shown. After this, God decides that if these people continue rebelling against God and the messenger that he has chosen, he may punish them. This is the scheme of God that he has chosen for his messengers. It is important to understand that this decision to punish a nation is made by God himself. The messenger is not allowed to make this decision for himself. One messenger of note, Prophet Yunus, or in the Bible, Jonah, chose to leave his nation and make the decision himself that these people will not believe. And God punished the prophet for not fulfilling his responsibility and duty. What does this punishment look like? In the past, with the people of Noah, as most listeners will be acquainted with, there were floods. The nations were drowned. Other nations had storms sent to them, or tornadoes, or a mighty blast, or a heavenly rain of stones that destroyed them. These punishments can be natural, but as readers of the Old Testament will know, sometimes God uses believers to punish other human beings. Like in the book of Exodus, Moses commands the sons of Levi to strike a sword to their side and go back and forth in their camps, killing their brothers, friends, and neighbors. The Quran is talking about this divine punishment. If the verse is read in context, the actual wording later on in the surah is fight them, God will punish them with your hands. This is not a punishment enacted as a decision from the Prophet. It is a divine command, same as the flood of the people of Noah. This is after conclusively communicating the truth to the nation, with God reading the hearts of every single person in the community and deciding that they are only denying because of arrogance or open rebellion. God has the right to punish his creation. This scheme of God is mentioned throughout the Quran. It does not apply in the modern day and age, since there is no prophet to receive revelation of the decision of God to punish any individual or community. To take this out of context would be akin to saying this about a Ukrainian general that orders his battalion to kill every Russian wherever you find him. The general is not calling for a Russian genocide. In a time of war, certain statements are said in a certain context, and if they are understood outside of their context, then any sentence can mean anything. To understand the Quran and its context, it must be realized that this was a book sent down in a time in history on a real man called the Prophet Muhammad, the son of Abdullah. And to take it out of that context would be to intentionally misunderstand it. My name is Ahmed Shoaib, a medical student at the University of Oxford. Thank you for listening.